What's up everyone? Welcome to TrailerSpot, and today we will be talking about the best upcoming movies. The iconic monster are set to merge. Owen Wilson will return as everyone's favorite Time Variance Authority agent, Mobius, for the upcoming second season of Disney Plus's Loki. But a new rumor is claiming that the character is also set to make the jump to the big screen for Deadpool 3. According to scooper Daniel Richtman, Wilson will have a big role in the Marvel Studios threequel. Fans have been wondering how Wade Wilson would wind up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if this is accurate, it would seem to suggest that the TVA's method of time travel will factor into the Merc with a Mouth finding himself dropped into the Earth 616 timeline. Of course, we recently learned that Hugh Jackman would be joining Deadpool on his next adventure, so it'll be interesting to see if they travel to the MCU together, or if Jackman will be introduced as a Wolverine variant. We'll have to wait and see if this rumor pans out, but Richtman has a solid track record, so we wouldn't be surprised if the trades weigh in to confirm the reports at some point. Sean Levy will direct Deadpool 3, which is being developed as Marvel Studios' first R-rated movie. Writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick recently gave fans some idea of what to expect from the plot when they described the threequel as a fish-out-of-water story that will drop a lunatic into a very sane world. Deadpool 3 is set to hit theaters on September 6th, 2024. The title for the upcoming Monster Mash sequel, Godzilla Vs Kong 2, has seemingly been revealed, courtesy of several production gifs, images of which have now made their way online. Thus, the sequel to last year's blockbuster movie will be titled simply, wait for it, Godzilla and Kong. The title suggests that the movie will once again feature both the legendary titans, Godzilla and King Kong, only this time, they will not be at each other's throats. While there had been rumors that Godzilla vs. Kong 2 would contain the words, Son of Kong in there somewhere, the studio has instead gone for something much simpler. This title reveal comes following the recent revelation that the working title for Godzilla and Kong was Origins, which, much like the newly revealed official title, we can also garner some clues. So it sounds like Godzilla and Kong will find the two monsters once again working together, much like they did during the Godzilla vs. Kong finale, with the plot delving into the backstories of both characters. Godzilla and Kong will follow up the explosive showdown of Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new cinematic adventure, pitting the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. Godzilla and Kong is scheduled to be released on March 15th, 2024. With a cast and director finally set, Marvel producer Nate Moore has shared an exciting Captain America New World Order filming update. The upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe movie will continue the threads from Disney Plus's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in which Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson finally accepted the mantle of Captain America, passed down to him by Chris Evans' Steve Rogers. Though development on Captain America New World Order was announced on the heels of the show's finale, the film began gaining ground this past summer as San Diego Comic-Con brought word of its cast and director, and now one of the producers behind it has even further insight for the project. In a recent interview with Collider to discuss Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Nate Moore opened up about Captain America New World Order's development. The Marvel producer offered an exciting filming update, confirming when the MCU sequel is set to begin filming, as well as the studio's confidence in the project. He said they are in pre-production. They will start shooting next spring, and they do have a script they are very happy with. Newly appointed DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn confirms that they have begun mapping out a new 10-year plan for the future of the DC Universe. Previously referred to as the DC Extended Universe, the original plans for a DC cinematic universe to rival Marvel's own began with 2013's Man of Steel, and was followed by the much-maligned Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016. Characterized by a series of critical misfires, behind-the-scenes dramas, and changing faces, Warner Bros. Discovery has recently attempted to course-correct the troubled franchise by tapping Gunn and producer Peter Safran to serve as co-CEOs on the freshly rebranded DC Studios. With Gunn and Safran's new roles only coming into effect as of the start of the month, the Suicide Squad director has revealed the pair have hit the ground running. As part of a Warner Bros. Discovery virtual town hall via The Hollywood Reporter, Gunn has spoken about the co-CEO's plans to make DC as great as it can be, and as it should be. It turns out those plans are already underway. Margot Robbie reveals that her Pirates of the Caribbean reboot has been cancelled by Disney. Having established herself as a franchise-ready star with her role as Harley Quinn in the DCU, Robbie in 2020 was reported to be replacing the problematic Johnny Depp as the lead of Pirates of the Caribbean 6. As late as May 2022, the planned Robbie-led reboot movie still looked like it had a chance, as producer Jerry Bruckheimer revealed that 2 different Pirates of the Caribbean 6 scripts were in the works. Now there's been a new update on the status of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 at Disney, and it's bad news for fans of Robbie and her potential female-led reboot. As the star herself revealed to Vanity Fair, Disney is no longer going forward with the idea she had been involved in developing, along with Birds of Prey writer Christina Hodson. Margot Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean project is officially dead, meaning there is a lot less standing in the way of a version of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, starring Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow. Originally announced in June 2020, Margot Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off has been in limbo for over 2 years. However, the actor recently confirmed that the project has been cancelled due to a lack of interest from Disney. Robbie's movie is officially not happening, and the actor's explanation for this is revealing. Robbie said her project was a different kind of story, which suggests Disney doesn't want to stray too far from the franchise formula. This brings back the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise's Jack Sparrow problem, with the series having no anchor without Johnny Depp's anti-hero, but no way of bringing back Depp after his highly publicized exit. However, Depp's return now looks more likely than ever before, since Robbie's exit removes a potential barrier to the production of a Depp-led Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Shang Chi 2 was confirmed not long after the success of the first movie, and now star Simu Liu provides an update on the highly anticipated MCU sequel. Released last year, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was a hit with audiences and critics alike, marking the first appearance of Liu's hero. The film follows Shang-Chi as he confronts dark elements of his past after becoming tangled in the activities of the Ten Rings criminal organization. Although a sequel to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was announced last year, details on the project have been hard to come by, and the film is absent from MCU's release slate for Phases 5 and 6. In an interview with comicbook.com, star Simu Liu provides an update on Shang-Chi 2. While the star isn't aware of any progress on the sequel, he confirms it's still very much going to happen, and even addresses his possible future as the character in the MCU. A Megan sequel is already being considered after the first trailer became a viral hit on TikTok. The product of a collaboration between James Wan's Atomic Monster Productions and James Blum's Blumhouse Productions banners, the sci-fi horror film follows a lifelike doll programmed to be a child's greatest companion. But after she becomes self-aware and overprotective, begins killing everyone standing in her way. The Megan trailer, which introduced audiences to the titular killer android, who inexplicably loves to dance, received millions of views online and became a surprise hit on TikTok, where Megan-related posts have been viewed over 300 million times. Now, 1 month after the Megan trailer was released, a sequel to the unreleased sci-fi horror film is already being considered. According to the New York Times, Universal was so satisfied with the trailer and its reception that the studio is already discussing a Megan sequel. No other information was provided regarding the writer, director, cast, or overall direction of the potential sequel. According to reports, Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures have reached a deal with Tom Holland to return as Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Undeniably a major part of the MCU, Holland starred in a solo trilogy and 2 Avengers films to help cement the universe's expansive Phase 3 and Phase 4 storyline. Rumors are now noting that Tom Holland has potentially signed a deal to return as the beloved web crawler in at least 6 new projects. The report's highlights are first a new Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man 4, 5, 6, and appearances in the upcoming Disney Plus show, Daredevil Born Again. Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock and Tom Holland's Peter Parker have already interacted before in 2021's Spider-Man No Way Home. Other films Holland is tied to at the moment include Avengers: The Kong Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars, both of which are set for Phase 6 of the MCU, coming 2024 through 2026. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.